Hello and welcome to Uncovered, the podcast with your host, Jason Irving. Join me in a journey to understand what's truly happening in your world and the world around you. This is not about how you're living life on the surface. It's about what's truly driving you from under the covers. I'm going to take you on a journey to deeply uncover the reason why you are here, the ultimate purpose in your problems and the way that they have shaped your life up until now. See, I believe you have a purpose, and your problems are the highway towards ultimate realization of that journey towards freedom and the reconnection of your true self. I've been told I have a different spin on most things, and I'll be giving you my understanding of life, love, and what we're all here for, purpose. To get the best out of this podcast, drop what you already know so you can discover what's beyond you. So join me, let's play this game of life and bring on liberation, transformation, and change. Let's do this.
Hello Jason, how are you today?
Yeah, not too bad. How are you?
I'm good.
Welcome to Uncover, guys. Significance is the cornerstone for what we are here for, and this is what we're working with today, or what we're going to sort of explain today, the emotion around significance and how important it is.
Awesome. So how does the world usually look at significance?
Well, look, I think the world looks at significance in a standard way. I think I'm not going to probably provide anything super different here today. We are built here to create significance. Mm-hmm. We're here for a role. So we need to find what it is that makes us significant in our world. So usually what people do is it's an I thing. Mm-hmm. Right? So it's all about me. So that's the development process that we need to know, is that we have this want and desire as a personal need to feel significant in this world. Mm-hmm. So in the academy I teach about the 12 laws of karma, and significance is one of them. But when it's developed, it's a little bit different. So I'll talk about the all about me stuff now, which is what typically people can be in. So they're looking to do something that's going to create significance so they look good, mm-hmm. right? Or we're looking for something that has really strong meaning. I remember the first time I had my first meltdown in the workforce when I was sitting in front of a computer and I was like, it just can't be this. Mm-hmm. Surely there's more to it than this.
Yeah.
Sitting in front of that computer, watching, and I looked up and looked at everyone sitting in the front of the computer. There was no community. There was nothing going on. People were messed up, and this world's really messed up. Like, how do we deal with a world where we're actually creating probably more division right now than we ever have, and we've got technology that shouldn't be doing that. Mm-hmm. But think about this. People are jumping on their phones. People are almost getting run over by cars staring at their phone. But we have to have look up signs mm-hmm. in Civic in Canberra to make sure people don't get run over as they're walking across the road looking at their phone, getting addicted to whatever is in there. So people aren't really in themselves. We're creating division. There's this and that, yes and no, who's right and who's wrong. And people are creating significance based on immaturity at the moment. Mm-hmm. Right? So if you think about the most destructive form of significance is I am right.
Yeah, we all know these kind of people, don't we?
Yeah, and they're building this major level of significance. They've got this power that they share. And I've unfortunately gone into the background of people who are significant. I've met people who are best-selling authors, and they weren't what was written in the books. So they created a significance, and then they became arrogant and onerous of their significance. So one of the things that can be really tricky is that if you've created significance, you don't want to lose it.
So you're attached to it.
Yeah, and we are attached to it when we don't have it. Mm-hmm. So how do we do it healthy?
Yeah, how do you do it?
Well, I don't know whether I do it. I think other people can tell me if I'm doing it well, Philia. I don't think as a person I can say, well, I'm doing significance really well, because that's arrogant. Mm-hmm. right? So people who say they do it well run for the hills, in my opinion. You know, I let people have their opinions of me with regarding this. I know I've created something, the Academy, a lot of members say this is so significant, this work that I do, the work that I share, and the community that I've created. So for me, my focus around significance is about human nature. So for me, I've let go of my own level of significance in the picture, and that can be a problem because I'm not pushy enough. So people who are really wanting to be significant and desperate for it, they're really pushy. People who are not don't have the shove and push. So I have to really work on creating an I experience around this, because I have want and desire for everyone to become significant around me, and that's what creates significance for me. Which is a little bit the opposite to the people who desperately want to be significant in quotes. I did this thing, I created this legacy, I'm going to feed these 1,000 people, and that's going to be what I'm going to give, and this creates this significance. Oh, aren't you a great person? That's an I approach, not a we approach, and most people quite often do that. I was listening to someone last week who was so addicted to his cause about himself. And he was talking about how he's going to help other people. All I saw was a person addicted to himself, so everyone could see how great he was. So I think significance, you have to know how to tame it, and have to know how to master what it's for, because we have this feeling, when you feel like you're part of something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Like, yeah.
Yeah, and it feels significant for you. Right? Because it has really deep meaning to you. And when that's happening, there's a feeling inside that creates camaraderie. So I believe significance is actually communal. So it's something that we need to have. We need community. We need something that is important for us to stand for, and very important for us to actually feel like there is something that has more meaning that is beyond ourselves, and it's humanitarian in its nature. That's what I believe it is. And the less developed you are, it's an I focus, and the more developed you are, you're looking for how the significance of what it is that you're here to do is going to create a different state of place. So the ultimate thing that creates significance as a person is legacy. So I've said this on a podcast. Someone was doing a podcast, and I was listening, and I responded, we need to be thinking about the next 100 years. And there was a snigger, right? Because it's just like, 100 years, because I'd be dead then. That if you're thinking significance beyond your life, then you're home. Right? So what the first time I experienced true significance was when I was riding down the west coast of America on my bicycle, and we were going through an area around Oregon called the Redwoods State Forest. And I read this amazing information. I can't remember the guy's name, that 1% of the redwood forest exists now, of the old growth forest exists. So this guy, he knew it was going to disappear. So he created a state forest that made sure the redwood forests, at least in one area of the whole world, there would be significance. Now he's dead. So he created it beyond his world.
Wow.
Right?
I'm getting goosebumps.
So that's a major thing. That's a significant human. So people who have passed, Jesus, Moses, they've created a significance legacy based on who they were. Whether they were that or not, it's not for us to say. Right? They have created a very significant legacy for people to follow. And that's true significance when it's at its best and its utmost. So when we're looking at it from day to day, How do we walk down the street and have people feel good because you are making them feel good because you exist? And I'll give you an example of significance that I did with someone when I was working in the IT industry. There was a lady every single day. She had no idea what she was doing. This is when I was having mochas, so I was having coffee at that time, right? I don't drink coffee anymore. I realised I was going down for this woman's smile. Every time I ordered my mocha, this teeth and this smile and these beautiful eyes would just be like, I'd be transfixed. I'm like, oh my God, oh, look at this woman. So she made me feel significant just by her manners. And I'd go up and I'd have a really good feeling. And then one day I saw her devastated. I'd never seen her like this before. And I was like, oh my God. And I realised I was actually going down there for her smile. I wasn't going down there for mockers. And I looked at her, I got to the front and I said, hey, I'm going to give you a smile today because you have given me a smile for the last 6 months. And I've been coming down here for your smile, not for my coffee. And you don't have a smile on your face today. So I want to give you mine. I can feel what's going on for you right now. So what I did was I made her realise that her smile made my day. Every single day for 6 months. Next time I saw her, she gave me a double smile, like a double shot, right? She gave me a double smile because I made her realise that her smile mattered to me, where everyone else was just getting their coffee. And I do this everywhere I go. My kids are like, come on, Dad, stop talking to people. I'm always having a chat to everyone who I walk past, simply because I help people feel better wherever I go. Right? And this is really, really important that we do this, that we learn how to make people feel significant in a world that doesn't feel so. And I could give you example upon example. I remember this one lady she was really crabby. We were going to this place called the Pottery Palace down in Maroonville. It's an animal sanctuary. And she was really angry and wasn't happy this particular day. And Anya and another friend of ours was like, oh my God, she's this, she's that. I was just like, and I looked at both of them, I said, watch me. Right? So I walked in the Pottery Palace that day and I gave her significance. She smiled, she was effervescent, she was bubbly, she was kind, she was caring, she was exactly the opposite to what they experienced, because I didn't walk into the place. I happened to walk into the place when I heard the information that I was being shared about how her day was. I made her special. I made her feel special, and she was laughing, she was appreciative and really respectful to us. And the friend of mine who, her name's Laura, when we walked out, she said, that was the biggest lesson I've ever experienced. How did you do it? I said, I gave her what she needed. I didn't give her what I needed. I gave her what she needed to make her feel good, so she would feel special, wanted, valued for her job, and what she was doing for us, which is inviting us into the animal sanctuary. And that was important to me, that she was valued that day. You see the difference?
Absolutely, yeah.
So you walk in and create an experience where people come in, and I know you're getting used to what I give you.
Yeah, a lot of appreciation and
significance and the value for what you bring. And I think it's the little things that bring significance. It's not this whole, like, people can create that redwood state forest and create that plaque, right? And then there's all of these things. So I love people who make a significant impact in this world, no matter how big, no matter how small. Those uncles or aunties that you just remember and go, oh, or that grandma. You say, oh my God, that's a significant part of your life. right? My neighbour across the way, his name is Ken, and he was a very significant part of my childhood. And I'll never forget that man, ever, until I die, because he actually represented so much that I was missing in my life at the time, and he supplied it. He was a significant part of my life, and all of you guys will have people that will be significant for you, that will have touched your heart, and then there will be significant difficulties that we all have to work on as well. So significance comes down to your experiences that are very, very important for you to grow. So let's say a significant moment is a lack of trust in men. That creates significance for you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So whatever it is that builds that repertoire and that reservoir that has really, really deep meaning for you, that is going to help you grow, whether it's pain, whether it's great things in life.
That's really interesting as well, that it can be painful things as well.
Oh, of course. Significance is very painful when you understand the experiences that we've had. So if someone's been sexually abused, as an example, that's an extremely significant moment. And then all things around that experience will be related quite often to that abuse that's happened. Here's Rocky. This is the dog, guys. So, you know, this is really, really important to understand that significant moments and milestones and all of those things, like finishing uni, you know, having a degree, having all of these things create this level of significance in our world. And the deepest one is, you know, the feeling that we have inside of ourselves that make us, you know, understand ourselves more and understand the puzzle piece that we bring to ourselves, and the piece and the significant factor that if you weren't in this world, it wouldn't be a good place to be. Everyone has a puzzle piece, no matter who it is, and it's a jigsaw. So for people who lose that significance in life, they can take it. Right? So we all have to find it back again. So quite often through pain, we have to go and find what is going to bring a different sense of significance and liberation to our lives.
Wow. I love this. Very different.
Very different?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's cool. That's what Uncovered is about, guys. I wanted to make sure that when I'm sharing information that it would be different and a different experience for people to understand.
Absolutely is.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for this, Jace.
Absolute pleasure. And guys, if you want to see this on video, our website is www.wellnessbreakthroughacademypodcast.com. I'd love it if you could like and review this podcast. It really makes a big difference to get this to be exposed to more people. If you liked it, share it with your friends. It'll give you a little bit of a different spin, and hopefully you really enjoyed this one today.
Thank you.